So, where does the idea for a bill come from? In other words, where does it originate? Well, ideas for bills can come from several places. Sometimes, citizens talk to a representative or senator about an idea for a bill. For example, they could suggest a bill that decreases the costs of 5G because they want it to be more accessible to low-income families. Another way is for an interest group to lobby, or in other words, to influence Congress to consider the bill. Lobbying can be done in several ways, which includes speaking in private with the representative. These interest groups often continue lobbying throughout the entire legislative process to get the bill passed. So now that the idea for the bill has taken shape, what's next? After the bill is introduced, a representative drafts the bill. This representative is known as the sponsor of the bill. The sponsor's bill is then assigned to different committees in the chamber of Congress it was introduced in, either the House of Representatives or the Senate. Usually, the Speaker of the House assigns the bill to committees in the House of Representatives, and the Senate Majority Leader assigns them in the Senate. Now you may be wondering, what is a committee and how does it help in the legislative process? A committee is a group of legislators in Congress who specialize in a particular area of legislation. The bill is sent to subcommittees by the chair of the committee. The subcommittees then carry out investigations and hearings related to the bill. After the hearings are completed, the subcommittee proposes amendments in a meeting known as a markup session. The bill is then sent back to the committee with the proposed changes.
So then, what happens with these proposed changes? The committee reviews the decisions of the subcommittees and makes its own proposed changes. After voting, the bill is passed to the entire chamber. But another way this can happen is if a majority of the House of Representatives vote to have the bill brought to the floor after the committee has been deliberating on it for 30 days, known as a discharge petition. But what exactly does it mean for a bill to be brought to the floor? Well, a bill being brought to the floor means that it is brought for the entire chamber of Congress to debate. Then, the bill, along with other bills, is put on an agenda by the Speaker of the House if in the House of Representatives, and the majority leaders if in the Senate. These people are able to set the order of debate in their respective chambers, which is obviously a big power. The bill is debated according to the rules of the chamber. During this process, amendments can be made to the bill. Then, the bill is voted on by the entire chamber.
The bill is also sent to the other chamber. The other chamber does not have to wait for the bill to be passed. They may vote on the bill on their own, since the two chambers operate independently. Each chamber debates according to their own rules. For example, the House operates under structured debate with time limits, while the Senate allows more flexible discussion, which can lead to filibusters. The Rules Committee determines special rules for debate in the House. You may remember the complex process bills have to go through in order to pass just one house. A reasonable question to be asking right now is, what if the bills are not identical in both houses? I mean, after all of that debate, it is very unlikely that the two bills will end up the exact same in both the House and the Senate. If the bills are not identical in both chambers, a conference committee is formed to reconcile. Then, both chambers vote again. Now, after all of this legislating and debating, the final step is to bring it to the President. The President may choose to sign the bill or veto the bill. Now you may be thinking, after all that work in Congress, the President can just overturn all of that with a simple stroke of the pen? Not exactly. If the bill is vetoed, Congress can actually override the veto by a two-thirds majority vote in both houses, which is known as a supermajority. This is a great example of checks and balances in our government. In conclusion, the process for a bill to become a law is very complicated, and each step is designed to ensure thorough consideration and debate. This helps balance the various interests and perspectives of the citizens who Congress represents, making sure that rigorously examined bills can become law.